Today's segment of Creating Music for Licensing is brought to you by HowToLicenseYourMusic.com. This is Aaron Davison from HowToLicenseYourMusic.com, and in today's segment, I'm going to talk about business etiquette in the music licensing business. I think it's important that you're both persistent and patient when dealing with people in this business. Before I first signed on with my current publisher, I mailed several different songs over several months before I was finally offered a licensing deal. After I mailed the first song I eventually licensed to my publisher, I waited for close to 6 weeks and heard nothing back. On a whim, I sent a follow-up email and received a response back almost immediately that she was interested in the song, but didn't think she had an immediate need for it and that she would consider accepting it into her catalog in the future. I replied back that I completely understood and that when she was ready I would be happy to work with her. She ended up sending me all the paperwork the very next day. I'm telling you this story because I think it's important to realize that people working in this business are oftentimes very busy. You can't assume that because you're not getting an immediate response that it's an indication that they don't like your music. It might be, but you don't know. It's always best to be proactive and follow up. Don't be annoying, but follow up after a reasonable length of time if you don't hear back from someone. Sometimes they just need to be reminded of who you are and what you have to offer. I personally prefer emailing first as opposed to calling because I find it less obtrusive, and I found that many professionals in this business will gladly email you back and many will welcome your submissions. Use your discretion. If you're not getting a response back, feel free to pick up the phone and make contact that way. Just make sure you use common sense and avoid harassing people. I get quite a few questions from subscribers of my newsletter regarding how to make contact with supervisors, music libraries, music publishers, etc. Although there isn't one right way to approach professionals in the licensing business, there are some general guidelines you should follow. Number one, if there's a website listed in whatever directory you're using, assuming you're using a directory, always check to see if there's a submission policy listed. Oftentimes companies will tell you how they prefer to have music submitted to them. Some companies will prefer online submissions and others still prefer you mail them a physical CD. Number two, if there isn't a clear submission policy for submitting music, call or email them and find out how you can submit your music. People often ask me whether they should call or email. Like I said, I prefer emailing because I find it's less obtrusive, but if you're not getting a response back from email, simply pick up the phone and call and make contact that way. Number three, once you submit your music, make sure you follow up 3 or 4 weeks later. People working in this business can be very busy, and it's perfectly appropriate and professional to follow up. Don't assume that if you don't get an immediate response back that it's an indication that they don't like your music. For more information on how to license your music in television shows and films, visit www.howtolicenseyourmusic.com.